know about 50% of the world's population are introverts and 50% are extroverts. This seems pretty logical until you realize just how much you have to interact with other people during the day. In school, at work, or even just with your friends. And many of this goes unnoticed because everyone gets used to their routine. The kid that always sits at the front of the class and makes everyone laugh could actually be a very private person and a strong introvert. If that doesn't seem at least a little bit shocking, be thinking of how many people you know that turn out to be someone you didn't expect. The elements that go into making you an introvert or an extrovert, as well as the misconceptions over this topic, also relationships and careers that each type are attracted to, will be the focus of the speech. If you've never heard of the terms introvert or extrovert, you are certainly not alone. First, let's start with introverts. These people are considered great listeners because they actually try to avoid the center of attention, especially crowds, and lose energy from being in groups. The prefix intra means within or inward, which can go into the meaning of introvert, seeing as they are more at peace or happier being by themselves. Next is extroverts. These are the type of people who are the spotlight of attention and are always attention seekers. They are much more comfortable being in crowds or in groups and have the potential to chat your ear off. The prefix extra means outside of, referring to how extroverts are more comfortable outside of their comfort zone. Now, this is a small part of personality types and won't be able to name you word for word. But think of it as this. If you're trying to describe which one you may be, think of yourself at a party or where you're full of people you don't know or you know very little of. Would you be the person to sit and wait till someone talked to you first? Or would you wait until the event was over? Or would you go out and put yourself out there, make yourself new potential friends? Now, this is usually the only information taught, and you're not taught that there are balances of each type, which is very wrong because it is almost impossible for you to be only introvert or only extrovert. You should realize that everyone is different, and everyone can be a bit of both. Now, there's many misconceptions as for introverts being very awkward or shy, when in reality they are quite personable. And with extroverts, although they do love the spotlight, that doesn't mean they are always the first to volunteer. Unless someone else starts the conversation, they can either be very hidden, and it is difficult for them to get the social life they want whenever that happens. Now, don't try to be someone you're not, because everyone has more than one. Everyone has introvert and extrovert, and some can be so 50-50 that it is they're considered ambiverts, which is so equal amounts of introvert qualities and extrovert qualities. Now, my personal difficulties finding whether I'm an introvert or an extrovert have made me more curious about the balances of each type as well as ambiverts. Now, everyone wants nice things in life, nice careers and a nice love life, but this can be very difficult if you are. This can be very difficult if you don't know what is nice to you. Of course, every job has a lot of communication. You have to rely on your networking and your presentation to move up in your business or your company, which can make it very difficult if you're less extroverted and prefer solitary hard work. So the best way to rely on that is if you are in a job that you get more natural with the people you are around, or you try to find better ways to work online or at home. Now, with relationships, it is just about as straightforward, and everyone has heard of that opposites attract, but you can't think of it as both spectrums. So if someone is a very strong introvert and they come home and they can't wait to stay inside, but they're with this strongly extroverted person who wants to go out dancing and can't imagine another second in the house. So if that would obviously lead to a very minor argument that would lead to very many more major arguments, and wouldn't work out. So the best way to do that is to find someone more compatible with you instead of relying on more textbook descriptions, obviously. If you are curious about your personality types and the characteristics that you have that actually have names for them, you can go online and do personality quizzes. One of the best ones and more known ones is the Myers-Briggs personality test, which can be easily found on Google. So after covering what makes you an introvert or an extrovert, as well as what each type or each part of this topic has more misconceptions over them, and also what careers and relationships each type are more focused on. I hope you have a better understanding over introverts and extroverts, and it comes in handy next time you're having a misunderstanding with somebody. Thank you very much for your time.